recovery requires so much change. It's kind of like learning how to live again. And because there's so much change and everything's so new, it really does require a lot of effort. However, like anything else, the more you're doing something, the more you're practicing something, the easier and more natural it becomes. So over time, instead of having to be something that takes a lot of thought and a lot of effort, it's just a natural process of maintaining the routine, maintaining the structure, maintaining the things that were really working for you in recovery.
I knew at 34 years old that something big had to change, and that was for me not only to stop drinking. That was almost the easy part. You know, the tougher, more challenging part was, what do I have to change? I have to change everything.
Cravings are absolutely a normal part of recovery, and people often continue to have cravings even years into their recovery. It's really important to recognize this, because if you are having cravings and you don't know that it's normal, you might think there's something wrong with you, you might think you're not working your recovery program the right way, and so it can bring up feelings of shame, which can be triggers for relapse.
A craving for me is something I can taste it in my mouth, and my mind is obsessing about whatever it is, and I can feel this anxiety in my chest. Just the desire of wanting to use it is just overwhelming.
My cravings early on, the best way that I've kind of described it is that I had this very loud and obnoxious devil on my shoulder, basically giving me every irrational and inconceivable reason why I could drink today or use today or smoke today.
When I first got out of recovery, the cravings were bad. And at like 3 months of sobriety, I had like a really hard time wanting to be sober. And, you know, I just kept diving into the program, and the more time I got, the less it got, the less it was like that. Because they just, you know, they eventually just fizzle away. And I can say that the obsession for me has been lifted, because I'm able to go places where alcohol is served or alcohol is present, and it doesn't bother me, which I could not say at 3 months sober. The cravings just go away the more you dive into the program, and the more I did the things I needed to do, like going to meetings, meeting with my sponsor, you know, just doing service work was a big thing for me.
Making sure that I was, like, talking about, okay, like, I really want to use right now. Like, I really, like, I'm having a craving. I need to talk. I can't sleep. And when I would have cravings, I wouldn't be able to sleep because my mind would just be racing and racing and racing. But a good thing to help that, to make it stop, also with just not talking to people, was like playing the tape all the way through, and I would just like think about where I was and how if I was high right now it wouldn't solve anything, and I would be pushing more emotions back, how I'm able to deal with things. And I really just like think about all the things that I'm grateful for, and that really helps. I know it's like so hard to do when you're in that situation, because you're just like, oh my God, like whatever, I just can't stop thinking. But if you just like really deep breathing, meditate, pray, just things that are going to get you outside of your head is something good to do.
One of the best ways to cope with cravings is to remind yourself this will pass. Cravings generally only last a few seconds or minutes. So if you look at it kind of like riding a wave, remind yourself this will be over before too long. Also, while you're having cravings, you can talk about it with other people. You can do some deep breathing